start with your page. So upper right corner here in the Facebook navigation bar, you're going to click on the down arrow and click Create an Ad. So there are a bunch of things you could be trying to do here with this. Do you want to get clicks to your website? Do you want to actually measure a conversion, meaning you want somebody to do something specific on a web page? Or do you want them to engage a post? These are all things you're trying to measure. Do you want them to like your page or to use an app you have? So I would recommend you start with something simple. Let's get a click to your website or click to a page you want them to get to. So I'm going to click this, and then it's saying, okay, so what's the URL? So OSI, for example, we have a page up here. I'm going to click and highlight the URL. This is the page we have, and we're going to put together an ad today for foot orthotics. So I'm going to paste our URL in here, and I'm going to hit enter. The green check means it found the URL, it's valid, and you keep going. So I scroll down a little bit, and I do not want whatever the default is here. I want to click my own image. So I want to create an ad, so I need to upload an image. So I'll start with, which image do I want to upload? So let's go Facebook ad, let's go orthotics, let's do something simple like this. Okay, so we have a picture of somebody helping somebody get a foot mold for their orthotic. You can add up to 6 images here. It tells you what the recommended size of the picture should be. What you want to do, scroll down a little bit, and now we need to choose which Facebook page we would like to be advertising. So we want this to be OSI. Now here's what the ad looks like, as you can see. The current default headline it plugs in. We want to make sure we change that a little bit. OSI Foot Physical Therapy, which is displayed at the bottom underneath. We want to say just simply OSI Physical Therapy. The text above. What do you want the text to be? Now, I would recommend you have a very short window of time for somebody who's scrolling through their Facebook news feed, whether it's on their phone or whether it's on their computer. You have just a nanosecond, right, to maybe capture their attention. So what could you ask or say that might capture their attention quickly, right? So let's say I would keep it short and sweet. Maybe asking a question is sometimes good. So let's say, do you have foot pain? Do you have high arches or flat feet? OSI can help. Okay, so let's take a look. How does that look up here on top of the ad? Do you have foot pain? Do you have high arches or flat feet? OSI can help. So now it gives you the default down here, the osipt.com, so it plugs in the website automatically. I want a call to action button, right? I want them to be able to do something. So I can click Shop Now. Well, we're not an e-commerce site. Book Now is to book a reservation or something. You know, Learn More seems to make the most sense. Sign up, maybe if that's an event you have, or download if you have a PDF on your website that you want them to download. You want to be pretty specific in telling them what to expect if they click. So what I would put in is Learn More. So it plugs it in here. So if they click the Learn More button, it's going to bring them to the landing page that we have set up. So I'm going to show advanced options. What the advanced options does is it gives me an opportunity to add a little more text below here. So let's say, click here to watch the video. Okay, click here to watch the video. So this is how the ad is going to appear in the news feed. Do you have foot pain? Do you have high arches or flat feet? OSI can help. OSI Physical Therapy, the simple branding. We got a very simple image, Learn More. So if you're not happy or comfortable with how the image looks, you are able to actually, if you scroll up a little bit, you can reposition the image. So you can actually click and go, you know what, I prefer it to be a little more focused on the feet. Sometimes if your image is really big, it gives you a little more flexibility in which part of the ad you're going to show. So let's scroll down a little bit further. choosing a tracking pixel. I wouldn't worry about that for now. Let's stick with just getting a basic ad up and running. This is how you know that it will be shown in the desktop, it will be shown on Facebook mobile, and also in the right-hand column. If you choose, you can remove it to say, okay, I don't want it to show up in ads in the right-hand side over here. I really prefer it just show up in mobile or desktop. One thing I would recommend is I would not remove the mobile. I say that because over 500 million users log into a mobile device onto Facebook every single day. And the truth is, most people who quickly scroll across their news feed, it's more than not, it's being done on a mobile device these days. Now we get to the audience. Who do we want to target? When it comes to healthcare and medical field, the medical industry, anything healthcare related, you're going to want to change this from 13 to 18. Facebook will rarely allow you to post any type of medical or health related ad to people under the age of 18. You can leave it to as high as you want. You can choose your location. So let's say we say St. Paul, Minnesota. There it is. It'll pop up. Let's do Minneapolis and Minneapolis. So it's automatically adding the +5 or +25 mile radius. So it's telling you over here, your audience is defined. It's somewhat vague. It's saying it's not broad, but it's not specific. You're somewhat in the middle. This also tells you your potential reach of how many people your ad could be reaching. Language, I wouldn't necessarily worry about the language specification here. Interest, do you want to have some type of targeted interest? If this were an ad for help with throwing or running or golf, or let's say you want to do a free golf analysis, or you want to offer some help for running, that's where you might want to plug something like this in, where you say running, and it'll populate some ideas for you. So you can say marathons, and say how about 5Ks may actually be included in the marathons. So this is where, again, you can get specific with who you want to be targeting, and it tells you to the right, you see how many people you'll be reaching if you add this in. Orthotics is not just for people who run those. So let's remove those. Behaviors, connections, more categories. I don't want to get into too much into the weeds and the details of these. I really would like to keep this first marketing webinar to be simple, to teach you how to create an ad and to get it out there. Connections. Who will see this ad, right? So here's one tip I have for you. When it comes to putting an ad out there, one of the things we're going to do in the next webinar is talk a little bit more about advanced targeting and how we might find new sets of eyeballs to get these ads in front of, instead of getting it in front of people that already are fans or already come to us. So we'll leave this at all for now. It's telling us, here's the ad set name, how much we're going to spend per day, which is $5. We're going to spend $5 a day. This is going to be ongoing. You have the option of setting a start and end date. So today is the 29th. If we want to run this for 1 month, it automatically populates 1 month by default. It'll tell you what your total ad spend will be. And then do we want to optimize for clicks or impressions? I always optimize for clicks. I want to know how many people have clicked on the ad. You can review the order or place it. So let's go ahead and place the order. Okay, so what it tells us, Facebook now says, okay, you've placed the order, it's being reviewed, and we'll let you know when it's been approved. One of the next things that pops up is the create a similar ad. That's something we'll do in one of the follow-up webinars, but this is a really awesome feature that I like in Facebook. It's definitely efficient, time saver, and will help you moving forward with other ads. But let's click continue so we can see the ad. Okay, so here it is. It's given us the preview of what the ad looks like. We can see, let's scroll up to the top, and we can see the status is that it's on. It's in review. This is the date, and you'll see the little pencil next to every one of these. When you see a pencil, that means you can edit that portion, how much you want to spend per day. Then this will start to populate some data for you. How many people clicked, what the reach was, the frequency. The frequency is the average number of times a person saw your ad. So if it says 2.5, the average person saw your ad 2.5 times in this time frame. And then the cost per click, what you paid. So your ad itself is down here. So this is actually, by default, they named it the URL. So what I want to do is I want to click on the edit button, and I'd like to name this. So let's call this Foot Orthotics V1. I'm calling it V1 because I might want to create additional foot orthotics ads. And this is what we'll do in another follow-up marketing webinar, to talk a little bit about how we create a series of variations, right? How we run some multivariate testing, how testing out some different things can help us better understand which ads work, which ones don't, what we should be thinking about when we move forward. So I'm going to start with just calling this V1 for version 1. And now what I want to do is I'm going to refresh the screen to see if it's been approved. And you'll see, you'll get a notification saying that it's been approved. And the truth is, this normally happens fairly quickly. Well, you'll see approved right here, and it'll be a full green button there. That usually happens pretty fast, with even, I'd say, in a matter of 2 to 4 minutes. On occasion, you might not get approved, and it'll give you an explanation as to why. We'll go through some follow-up ads in a future webinar, but what I'd like to do is now show you, so how do I navigate to see what the ad looks like? Down here at the bottom it says Ad Preview and Placements. So what we want to do is I click on that. This is in our news feed. This will show me if I want to see what it looks like in the right hand column, and this will show me in a mobile feed what it looks like. So in a mobile feed, as you can see, very user-friendly, easy to see, easy on the eyes, and it's easy to understand. The Learn More button, comment. But I want you to actually see it. So let's click on View in the News Feed. So this is what somebody who's on Facebook is going to see. Oh, so here's the ad, and if I click Learn More, it's going to bring me to the landing page. So the landing page is going to tell me, okay, so this is now the place where we're going to gather information about people. You want to schedule an appointment, get a free phone consultation. What do you want to do? Email me some more information. Then I click this, and it tells me that. So when you go to Facebook and you create your ad and it shows up in the feed, this is the experience that someone would have. So when this shows up in somebody's feed, click here to watch the video or to get more information. They click that, and it brings them to your landing page or whatever page it is that you send them to. So maybe you might want to send them to just your website or to a specialty page on your website, or maybe an event you're having where you're doing some type of display or show on custom foot orthotics, a demonstration. But so going back to the summary, this is the ads. Let's refresh the screen again and see if it's been approved. So it hasn't. So Facebook is busy. It's in review. Essentially, that's it. It's a fairly simple process, creating a new ad on Facebook. In terms of what I need to do to cancel, delete, or stop an ad from running is very simple. Up here in the upper left corner under status, I can just click the button and it'll turn it off. It's done. It'll say it's inactive, and then I can go here and I can delete the ad if I want. So let's turn it back on, and it's active. So there it is. You see Okay, it's been approved. Good news. So they changed, this actually used to say approved. Up here, it gives me the notification, my ad has been approved. Go to the Ads Manager to see it. So that's it. Now it's running at an average of $5 a day. It'll tell me the month-long ad spend will be $154.96. And so let's say I want to run another ad. I click on this to close it, and I can go right up here, create another ad that will be here in this ad set. And right here, you also receive a notification to whatever email address you have assigned to that admin. Will tell you your Facebook ads has been approved. So it gives you another notification there. So that is it in a nutshell. I'm going to turn that one off. And there is your Facebook Advertising 101 on how to create a Facebook ad.